Boom, live. Hello, guys. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today we have a very special rider. She's coming from USA. She rides AUC like a machine. She don't has no afraid. She loves to enjoy it, and that's what we like about it. Is having persons who like to enjoy on his rides, and that way we have so much fun. I want to thank so much, Celeste Cunha,
There you go.
for everybody
Yes.
to know you. How are you?
Yeah, and good. And it's like we were talking about it earlier, but I want to say like I'm so happy you know how to pronounce my name because the Portuguese, I love it.
É prazer. It's a pleasure to have you here. So first of all, let's before we continue, I want to, like always, that you present yourself for everybody. We're going to be in X or Twitter or you guys call it. We're going to be in YouTube and we're going to be in in the Facebook channels of AUCs. Uh, for everybody who loves this sport, she's going to present a little. Where are you coming from? What you write in a moment, or how do you start it? Then we go from there. And I'm going to share it in Facebook because we can just share it live at the moment we are live. So please.
All right. Yeah, so I started, I think like 3 years ago. And dang, it's starting to get there. But and I started on a commander because I decided to pick the heaviest wheel known to man because it was the most powerful one, and I wanted the most powerful wheel that I could ride. Uh, that was a mistake, but I still enjoyed the heck out of it.
Oh,
Uh,
oui.
but yeah, so I started actually on scooters, and I looked at everybody riding the EUCs and the group rides, and I'm like, they look like they're having more fun, and it turned out to be the case very quickly. So I went from that to an RS to a Master to now I'm riding a Blitz Pro, an EX30, and a Master for different things. Uh, the Blitz Pro is what I raced in China, and what I'm planning on racing now, but I actually just bent the rim really bad, so I'm waiting for a new rim to come in so I can repair that while I was practicing. But I'm on my way. The Blitz Pro is a freaking amazing, and I carve on it like a maniac. But
No,
that's what I like to
before we
do.
go to that, let's go from the beginning, and I think that is important for the people to know a little about your history. How do you came to the world of the PVs? Do you start directly to AUC? Do you start in any other electric device? What was your first
Uh,
experience with,
I,
and who bring you to this experience?
I started with scooters and mainly as a practical thing. I got a couple scooters to go back and forth to work and stuff, and then I ended up getting some faster ones, and then I ended up seeing people just riding around downtown, so I just followed them. And then I was like, and then when I followed them and I got into the Facebook group and I was just going around, and then like I said, I saw one of them, and it's like specifically my friend Wee. He was
Uh-huh.
following. He was carving up and down, going side to side. I'm like, I want to do that. So it was a pain to learn. Like the curve is like this versus
Uh-huh.
scooters where it's kind of like super small, but it was so much fun.
But what was the who was the first AUC that you tried then?
The first EUC I tried was the Commander.
And who
Uh,
give you that chance for you to try it? Do you remember?
I bought it. I bought it because I wanted to do
You
it
go,
so
you
bad.
bought it before you try it.
Yes.
That is very good.
Yeah, I
That
was.
is an adventure.
I'm just like, yeah, here's $4,000. Go. That was so dumb, but I don't regret it at all. That's for
No,
sure.
you don't regret it, and we're going to see some of your videos, and the way your style of riding and how do you ride is of course you are in your world. How was that in the beginning for the people who are other maybe the people who wants to start it? How was the beginning for you? Was directly you started and riding, or take a little time?
It was difficult at first. I was doing scooters on some group rides, but I was trying to teach myself for a little while because I guess it was my stubbornness and not
Hmm.
wanting to take advice from people for the longest time. It took a lot of growth in the past couple of years to actually realize that, hey, you don't freaking know everything. Uh, so Yeah, it was a lot of that, and so for the first, like, couple of days, I was pushing myself trying to do it, and I wasn't getting very far, and then I reached out to my friend, and without even like, immediately when he like, actually, he found out that I got the wheel somehow. I think somebody saw me with it. So he reached out to me and immediately said, "Where can I meet you? I'm teaching you now." And yes, and that's one thing I love about the community is everybody's just like, "Yes, you want to ride? Let's go. Let's go. I don't care who you are. Let's go."
And was for you, in the beginning, where you come from, was easy to find people to ride directly with the AUCs, or what was the experience direct in the beginning? Because for you to change from
Yes.
a scooter going to AUC, there is lots of people who's always like me. I was a skateboarder and I start to ride one wheel and AUC, and everybody that from the skateboard start directly, oh, you are changing and
Oh
everything.
my God, that's so. I have a story with that too because like I've
Uh-huh.
actually kind of I've jumped between things because I like to ride anything.
Yeah.
Anything that goes to vibes, like different people, different vibes, different
Mhm.
whatever. Like nothing will ever take over EUC, but
Okay.
like uh
But you like new experience.
I like new experiences. I like trying new things and it's like and going between them I had no problem. Like especially when they're going to like scooter to
Mhm.
EUC, everybody was very supportive. Surprisingly I had the biggest problem going from EUC to one wheel because like I said, I'm not getting away from EUC anytime soon, but I love my one wheel. I got a vest a GT and I ride that thing at like 25 miles per hour like I freaking stole it. And it has a rainbow
Oh,
foot pad and
before we
everything.
continue, now that you are talking about that, for the people, because sometimes the people don't understand this love. I love the one wheel very much. I have a Vesk too and everything. For the people who don't understand, how can you describe the one wheel for the lovers, the people who ask to us, why do you change the AUC to go to a one wheel? How can you describe for you the one
Oh
wheel?
right.
Because the one wheel is totally different.
It's a totally different beast. I mean, you're in a different stance, you're in a different vibe, you're in a different group of people, like, and you're pushing yourself in completely different ways. And I'm also pushing myself really hard to carve on it too, because I like to carve on everything. And that's actually where I got my one of my worst accidents was because I was carving so hard, I found out that one wheel tires have an edge. So yeah, but it's so much fun to push these vehicles to different ways. And once I ended up getting Vask, it changed my whole entire perception on one wheels because it finally gave the power to give you the confidence because it was very reliable. You knew exactly what it was going to do, unlike a lot of stock future motion firmware where those are tend to be a bit more less
Do
confident
you
in
think
their feel.
Celeste? Do you think that the Vesk has changed a lot for the one wheelers?
Yes and no. I think it's changed a lot for the people who have gone to it, and a lot of
Hmm.
people I do ride with are obsessed with it. But there's still a lot of people that are trying to do the future motion race scene and stuff, where there's a lot of
Hmm.
weird restrictions on it and stuff because future motion's trying to basically pretend like Vest doesn't exist.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Good
I
that
think
you
it's a
talk
yes and a
about it,
no.
because most of the people don't like to talk about, but that is that is the truth. That's
Yeah.
what we have to. That's what we have to understand. That future emotion
And
don't.
I'm not trying to go anywhere with my one wheel. I'm trying to enjoy it. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to ride my ride. And if Future Motion doesn't want to sponsor me or do anything because of that, I don't care. I'm not racing one wheels
Yeah.
anyways. I'm racing EUCs.
I just want to say we are already on Facebook too. But in Facebook, if you leave your questions or if you leave you write something, we are not going to see it here. You have to be in a YouTube channel. That is the only option that give us a chance for us to see the your message, and your, if you have any question to Celeste, leave it there. Uh, but for us to understand, uh, having two different types of riding, do you think is better for us to have that two options? Because I think the one wheel is made for one job, and the AUC is made for another totally
Oh yeah.
different job. Don't you
I think
think
it's
it's nice to
just
have the two options?
it's nice to have the options. I know everybody can't afford it, and it's a lot of money to do that stuff. Even if you get used and you do a lot of stuff, like I've dumped way more money into my one wheel than I even spent on the damn thing used, because just to get the best kit and all the upgrades. But the it's like the one wheel, it's less practical because you can't carry it around. You can't move it into places. Like, I mean, it's heavy to carry around. It's you have to move it around and stuff. Where the EUC is just like, oh, I have a trolley handle. Nobody cares if I walk into a grocery store. Nobody cares if I go to work and just put it beside my desk and charge it all day while I work and then ride back home. Like, it's so convenient for all those things. The speed is convenient. It's like the freedom I get with the carving and the movement is unparalleled, especially now that I've gotten like, especially the Blitz Pro, the center of balance and the way that it's built is it's 80 pounds, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, I can literally just sit there and go,
It's very balanced.
yes, very balanced, very quick,
Okay,
very responsive.
that is the good thing. Do
Yeah.
you think the evolution? Do you think the evolution from this 3 years that you are riding, or close to or more than 3 years? Do you think the evolution is been very good?
I think it's been pretty good, actually. I think we've lost some features that are kind of nicer, like that you're starting to see in some of the other
Mhm,
wheels, like say for instance, like speakers and things like that and wheels, like kind of
mhm,
more slice of life kind of things like that, or plugs and stuff. Like, not even though I love Begode, like don't get me wrong, I fucking love Begode. All my wheels
mhm.
are Begode. Like the focus on performance over everything is sometimes tiring.
Yeah. Do you think for you the suspension has made a big change for the
Oh,
world
I
of
will.
AUC? Or
I will never go back to non-suspension wheels. I am obsessed. It is my lifeblood. I miss my RS. Don't get me wrong. The RS is a fun ass wheel and you can move on it like anything else, but I don't wanna. I
you
have
are
my
so good.
M10. I have my
You are
M10
very
that I
good.
use. If I had an M10 that had suspension, I'd be so freaking happy. But I'm like, my M10 4 is fine, and I can't afford to throw money at a Falcon right now. So M10 it is.
And I think the evolution is very good and is out. Do you think we are now just starting? Because I'm very worried about the future. First of all, about the prices that we are seeing every day coming, and now we don't know what is going to happen in the future. Do you think we are just beginning? Is just the beginning now with the AUCs, or you think we are coming to a level that we say, okay, it's not too much changes to happen.
I definitely think we're there. I've seen some stuff on an upcoming wheel that's like you can see the performance getting even better and faster and stuff. But we're starting to hit the point of diminishing returns. I think is what the term you're getting there, where every iteration is going to feel smaller and smaller, and uh, just because we're both getting to the limits of the technology currently at the moment, mainly the limitations of batteries. That's like a huge one right now, and the just the practical limitations. Like, you're getting these things that are pretty big, and you can only make them so much bigger before they just get unwieldy. And at the same time, I mentioned this beforehand, and that's like I'll dive into it a little bit. I'm personally worried about regulations. I'm worried
Mhm.
about uh, these things getting to the point where you can't ignore them. We're riding on streets like vehicles at this point. We're weaving in between vehicles, and when you have, I ride like an idiot. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I try to do that within my own safety and my own concern. But you have different riders of tons of different stripes, and some of them don't do that. Some of them are riding much more aggressively against cars, and there are more accidents and things like that. And I do worry about that pushing more regulations into the space in the future.
Celeste, do you think I'm going to try to be sincere, because you touch in this, we talk about that in private, and I think it's important for us to talk. Do you know where I'm living? I'm living in Germany, and in Germany is illegal to ride
Yeah, I
completely.
did not. Yeah, I did not know that, but yeah, that makes sense.
So, like, there's lots of countries that is illegal. That was one of the reasons maybe this channel exists,
Mhm.
because I was I I want to put the voice of us in Europe, and that the rest of the world see that. But now I'm going to put this question to you guys. You are free now. You are in a country that is
So
free
far.
for you to write.
Mhm,
And imagine you lose your freedoms,
mhm.
because that is the point that you are coming. The people are getting too much crazy and making too much noise. And I think that is something that I already speak here with lots of riders. I have to say, guys, don't lose your freedoms. Up the moment there is regulations, is going to be everything a mess. Don't you think that is the people has to go a little easy? Maybe not easy, but have to know where and when we can.
Yeah, I think it comes down a lot to personal responsibility, which is a funny topic for me because I think the people who spew personal responsibility the most tend to be the people who don't take as much accountability for their own personal responsibility. So
We are
it's
talking about the
interesting.
two of us, or what?
Yeah, it's interesting, but it's I I think there's a time and a place for everything, and I think like you can ride like an idiot, you can do stuff, and it's just being aware of it and just having some sort of self acknowledgement of it, and at least being a good. I mean, once you start going super fast and doing stuff, it's like trying to be a good steward for the community, and like every time, like especially like even down here, like I'm down in Southern California, it's like
Hmm.
generally the cops don't care. Like the cops will come by you, and as long as you're not doing something stupid or being a freaking asshole, they don't care.
Hmm.
So it's just being nice, being cordial, and knowing your environment and being aware of what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that is important because you guys, when I think about the south of California, is always been you see what I have here is from
Yeah,
you
the
guys.
LAPD. Yeah,
I have more. I have for my the smalls too, and I know that they have pushed a lot this sports, and there's too much riders today there, but we have. I don't know what
we do
I
have
think.
more than a lot of places. Yeah, that's for sure. We do have a big concentration, and that's also why a lot of the races tend to happen here and things like that.
So and then I come to this question that you put. How do you came to the races? Was something that you want from the beginning to do, or
That is
came later?
not something I wanted to do in the beginning. Honestly, when I first started riding, I was scared, and especially on the track, I still am scared a little bit on the track, especially when you're racing with, say, Eastgates. The
Mhm.
Stooges scared the living shit out of me behind me, or all you hear behind me was
Yeah.
so I'm just like, I don't know, but so yeah, there's a lot
The
of stress on
Stooge,
that,
that is
especially
very good. That is the first time
especially
I
when I
listened.
was like figuring stuff out. But it's it's become a lot more confidence inspiring and a lot more pushing of myself and pushing and seeing what I can do. Uh, I ended up going into it actually not from myself, just because actually other women actually were asking me to race. They were like saying like, "Hey, you should join this. Hey, you should do this," and I was like, "No, no, 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 no." So I didn't want to for the longest goddamn time. So yeah, but
And now you are
I
there. You don't
I
have no
went
chance.
into it and I enjoy it. Like it's a lot of fun. It's like I said, it's a lot of fun pushing myself and seeing what other things can do. And I love the community. Like I love the feedback I get. I love being there for other people and being able to push them along and said, "No, you did great," and they do the same for me. And like show them different things they can do better. They can show me different things I can do better. Like I have a very hard time asking for help. So that's why every time anybody gives me advice or tells me something, I'm just like always so excited. Like even like Aaron Doria did that at the last Electrify race where he just like during practice he just randomly went over to me and said do it, and then just gave me advice. I'm like thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah.
And we talked that in private. I asked you about that, and I think that is important for us to talk.
Mhm.
How is the world? You as make that transition and everything. How is the world react to you in the PV world? How can you? describe yourself? Uh, uh, how do you see yourself in the races and everything? How can you put in your way, in a nice way, how the people react to your transaction
Uh,
and everything? I think it's important for us to talk about that. We talk about that in private. I ask you if you can
yeah,
talk about that, and I think it's important for us to talk.
yeah, and I think it's definitely something I wanted to graze upon. I think there's definitely been pushback from different aspects on it. There has definitely been people who are been for and against it. There, I've always more been in it for the community and for seeing how far I can push ourselves and to get more women into the sport. And I love that, like the the difference between the men who race and the women who race, like the men give you feedback, they're great, they're really responsive, but the women are just so friendly and so collaborative and so like want to see each other grow. And you don't get that with the men in the space. And that's what kept me doing it. It was only after TEF where I did kind of graze that level where there were certain people who were like, you shouldn't even be in this, you shouldn't even be doing this. And while I do have some personal reasons that kind of counter a lot of that, a lot more from the science and the physiology standpoint of it. I'm not really pushing that much against it. It's like I'm here for the community, and we have talked as a community. We have talked. I'm sure I don't stand for everybody, but we have talked as a women's community and stuff, and we have. There is kind of a general consensus, and at least for me, I'm kind of let me just put it this way, I don't think it will be as much of an issue as the sport gets bigger and as more of this gets thing like, we are a extremely small percentage of people in the world, like,
Mhm.
insanely small. It's brought up with a lot of this politics and stuff, but, we are insanely small. I think it's just overrepresented in this sport, mainly because we're a bunch of, on the spectrum autistic weirdos who love to put our lives in our hands and die at any moment. And I think that's just yeah, trans people fall into that a bit. So yeah,
But are you happy? That is the important thing. That's what.
I am I am very happy.
So
I am
that is
very
the
happy.
important thing. That
Yes.
is for me. For me, what we talk in private for me is you being happy. If you
Yes.
are happy and you have a good community supporting you, and you are very lucky to be maybe in the area where you are, because there is lots of people who have lots of support, maybe not in all around of the world, but we have to change. We have to have your voice, the voices from everybody, and I think it's important. You are like anyone else, and I think it's a pleasure for me maybe one day to ride with you
Oh,
together.
I'd love to. Love to.
I don't know if I'm going to be so fast like you.
Just the only thing I tell people who ride with me is just like, if I start carving like a freaking maniac, just know that I pick a zone and I stay in that zone, and I will not change that pattern
We are just
until I
seeing
make
something
sure you're
here.
not there.
We are just seeing she riding, and I don't see too much people riding like you.
Ah,
Uh,
I don't know if
I-
it's loading, but yeah.
uh,
Oh,
uh,
there it
and
goes.
I think it's important for everybody to understand when you are riding, do you forget the world around you?
To some degree, yeah. That's kind of the goal there. I, I say that with like I am always looking for. I have I have fallen so many damn times that any speck of dust I see, I am stopping carving, or I'm carving less, or I'm doing other things. Like I am a freaking nut. Uh, so uh, so I am just like and yeah, I just like having fun. I like mainly when you're seeing that with like me carving like a maniac, that's listening to music. I
Hmm.
wish I had like external speakers and stuff, but I literally go to the beat of the music, and that's why when you saw that first one, it's like where you see bounce, bounce, bounce,
Hmm.
bounce, bounce, bounce. I'm actually going to the beat and like synchronizing with the beat. So that's what I love to do is basically just dance on the unicycle as I go. Uh,
I'm going to put you this question. Do you think there is any special persons that you say that is this type of persons that like to go for a ride because they are like the same style as me riding, or you just don't care?
uh, there, that actually, like that last thing you just
Yeah.
saw, that was me. What the heck was it? I was riding in. We had a visitor from Florida come over,
Okay.
and I figured out he's the male version of me because he does the exact same thing. Like I'm like, what is he doing? And then I watched him for a second. I'm like, he's carving the music. That he's carving the music. I fucking love this guy. And he's a freaking maniac too. So yeah, I just really enjoyed
I think
it.
that is the important thing, is for you to enjoy it, what you are doing.
Yeah.
I just want to put this here because I think it's important for you to see, because here you are riding with a group of friends that they are the same style of you.
Oh yeah, that's like I love doing that. I mean, it's a little choppy right now, but if you like will watch this movie, basically, I think it's Smalls in the front, and then I think that's Reggie in the middle.
Hmm.
But we all love to carve, so it's like we were just trying to like carve in between and like kind of match each other's carving, and it's like
Hmm.
so much fun when you can do that. And that's even on the EX30, like,
But
EX30 can move.
Celeste, I want to make this question. Do you love to do like this? These two persons are riding in this moment with you. They are, I think, they are in the same. That is like music. They are in the
Oh
same
yeah,
world like you.
yeah,
The
and
three
it's
of you
fun to
are
be in
doing,
that. Yeah,
uh, and the three of you are doing what you love to do. And
yeah,
I think the three of you forget about the rest around the streets and the world.
yeah. And it's definitely that, definitely, and
Do you think that
it's
is one
really
of the
cathartic.
important? Do you think that is one of the important keys for us to have fun when you
Oh
are
yeah,
riding, or
I
when?
I I think that's part of what you can have fun with. Like, I really enjoy group rides. I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff, but I also enjoy just like solo rides or not paying attention to people, just doing my own thing. Like, it's a good combination because I use a lot of it as an outlet. And I'm sure you've heard that answer your
Mhm.
question too, like just decompressing, not worrying about the struggles of life right now. Like, I'm currently going through a couple things, and it's nice to just be able to have that
That's why
outlet.
you are here, because I want to see you
Yeah.
happy,
Yeah.
and I just want the positive things. I
Yeah.
told you that is here is you are in paradise, and I'm going to take care of you like everyone. And you are today a friend, and of course you have something more special because you have something from families of Portuguese, and of course, as a proud Portuguese, I'm always happy to have another uh, person. And Cunha is something that is, we talk about it, but that was not why I asked you to come here. I just asked you today if this name was from something related for Portugueses, and then you
Mhm.
told me that was the reason. I invite you here for other reasons, as a writer, as your. And I have two questions, very important. Let's start with China. How was the experience in China?
Oh my god, I love China so much. I want to go back so much. It cost me more than I would. I really have the money to do that, so I'm not going to end up going to Malaysia this year. But it was so exciting to be there. It was so cool to meet the Begode staff. It was so good to meet In Motion. It was so good to just hang out with all these other riders that are all just so friendly and so communicative. Uh, China itself was an amazing experience. I've never been to Asia before, and just seeing a new country that way was so much fun. Um, I
Yeah,
enjoyed the
just
group
think.
rides. I enjoyed everything about it. Like honestly, and it's like it was just so much fun, and everything was super cheap there, like insanely cheap. Like when
Yeah,
you can get a yeah,
I'm just putting here for everybody to see. That is all from the Instagram from her. And if you
yeah.
want to go there, subscribe. I'm going to leave the link from the Facebook and Instagram. Uh, do you expect everything everything that you expected, or was everything for you like a big surprise? China.
China itself was mostly what I expected, but not what I expected in a lot of good ways. I think there's a lot of spewing propaganda in the United States, especially around what China actually is, where when you actually go there, it's like nobody cares who you are. Nobody's like all this stuff. Everybody's just like living their own life, doing their own things. China itself was it was great, and I think Brian's put this on his Instagram before and stuff when we were talking about it. But we
Hmm.
literally would just go to dinner and put our wheel outside, just not locked up, not anything. Just the wheel can just sit there and nobody touches it. Like you can leave it there for like a week and nobody touches it. It's freaking insane, like the difference in the culture there and the way they have their stuff. It's just so much fun. And it was so cool to just have that freedom and have that and just be able to meet so many people. I had my app open, like I had my Google Translate open all the time.
Uh-huh.
And I was one day I went out with Moto Mike and David Jansen, and we went just to go get lunch or breakfast, and we were sitting in a park, and a bunch of kids were coming around asking questions and all this stuff. So I had an app just constantly translating between them. It's like, this is what this is. This is what that is, and it was so much fun. They were just all like so curious.
Do you think what happened this year? I think this year was the big push up for everybody. Do you think next year is going to be lots of people flying to China just to go to this event? Because I
I,
think you opened the doors for that.
I think there will be more people going this year because this year they're going to be in Malaysia. They already announced that. Uh, the
You going to go?
I'm not going to go. I can't make the cost or the timing work
Mm-hmm.
specifically because I'm moving and I'm preparing for another
Mm-hmm.
trip and things like that. But it's definitely an experience. I will say this about Bagode too. Bagode treated us like kings and queens. It was glorious. Like Bagode, I can't say enough about their hospitality. They were so good with us. We, I mean, to put it this way, we when we were racing, they literally had fast chargers and people there to plug in our wheels. Like it felt like I felt like royalty just rolling up and saying, "Here," and they just charged it.
You don't have to take. You don't have to worry about nothing.
I literally just had to worry about getting my ticket and that was it. And just flew with it the rest of the time.
And do you think for the people who was there this year, like this year was lots of people from Europe too, riding there with you guys. Do you think that that was a good thing for all of you to have the experience of other
Yes.
riders, other cultures, and
Uh
everything?
we need different riders, we need different cultures, we need to know what all these things are, and we need to take their voices into consideration. And I think especially in the racing community, I think the United States is a bit too overrepresented in the racing community, and I think there are talented racers in all other parts of the world too. It's just hard to reach them sometimes.
And the other thing, do you think the big goat, when they do this event for you, in your opinion, I'm going to tell my opinion. I think that is a good way for them to have the feedback from the riders. Do you think that is a
Yes.
good? That's why they made this event for listen to the voice from you guys.
I think it's a combination of that and a combination of marketing and sales and things like that. Because obviously they're a business, they got to make money.
Hmm.
But I'm sure they don't overall make money off the event, but they probably get pretty close if I had to guess. Because they enjoy it too. And I mean, I getting to meet KB, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. Getting to meet
Hmm.
him was like one of the best things because you could tell how much joy he puts into it and how much he just like loves what he does and wants to just push the sports and push things further. So it's really cool to see that passion out of the people who actually make the products as well.
And the important thing, you are a rider more street or off road, because in China you have that option, one day street and the other day off road. You are a person for the two types, or you prefer more street? What
I
is
prefer
your?
street by far. Street is where I live, but I really do enjoy off road. I haven't really raced in off road, but I'm guess I would say competent at it. I'm not the best. I mean, you have people like Matt Bird around here and a bunch of other
Hmm.
people who are freaking insane. So I'm on off road and doing these jumps and stuff. Meanwhile, like over a little, I get like this much air, and I'm like, I'm good. So yeah.
And for you, as today, you are a very fast rider. Do you gear yourself very well, or?
Yes, I gear differently depending on how I intend to ride. When I'm racing, I have the chest protector and all that stuff. The only thing I don't have is pants, and I really need to because I've gotten some bad road rash with cuts and cutouts in the past.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I ride. A lot of people think I'm sacrilegious, but I mean, even when I'm dancing on my unicycle, like I don't. I ride with motorcycle boots,
Uh-huh. That is very
and I
nice.
use and I use power knobs for my thing because that's the only thing that's worked for me. Like I kept on pushing the Grizzly style knobs further and more and more and more, and to eventually I was just like, these shin pads are just getting in the way. So I got some power knobs and I've been enjoying the heck out of them. I'm on like my second set now and I freaking love them.
I think I believe that. Do you think for you as a rider, you want to have more races close to you? There is any races like for this year, or what is the future for you? What do you think you'd like to see in the future of 2025, for example?
Uh, I think there's the immediate future that I kind of want to see, like maybe in a year or something, which is like more organized races and stuff, and that's already happening. Like people like Tef are putting in a lot of work for that.
Hmm.
Uh, Joe, SoCal Legend, is putting in a lot of work trying to get the Apex races going on. There's also a lot of work gone into the intro speeds with people like Estrelita putting in a lot of effort around here. The I
Can I
think
ask? Sorry to interrupt you. Do you know that Strelita, she started riding AUC with me? You don't
yeah,
believe me?
she is the I I was teaching her how to ride when she did the clicking point for her EUC. So
But
it was a kneeling.
the first time she ride, she test riding AUC was with me.
That's
You-
awesome.
She was in Europe, and she was
Yeah.
in my home, and she was like she drives skateboards, and then she was in my home. I said, you have to try it, and I put it in my Sherman S, but she's very small, and this
Yes.
Sherman S is very big and very heavy, and
Yes.
and she was good. She was
Hmm.
okay, and today she's very good, and
It's pretty good.
she's doing a
She's got
fantastic job for the
yeah, she's got
community.
her master now, and she's gotten so much better so quickly too. I think that's something that's to be said about. I wouldn't say mastering because there's still a lot more to do, but like once you get to a certain proficiency level with at least one of these vehicles, it makes it so much easier to jump to another. Like because I did one wheel after, but one wheel, at least the ramp and Eastgate. I also have a Super Beast,
Yeah.
and I love to ride them for all different reasons. But it's like I will never put in enough time or effort to get into, say, the Eastgate level that Estelita is. But I was able to get up to a competent level in a much quicker time frame than it was, say, for the EUC, where it took me forever, and I had a lot of falls and a lot of stupid brain and a lot of just not asking for people for help or thinking I'm the better or whatever, and it wasn't great.
That happens to everyone. My first time
Yeah.
I ride the AUC, I try in my home 45 minutes, and I was like, I want to learn for myself, and I want to do it everything. And then what happened? 45 minutes later, I was with my legs broken, and I stopped riding. And a couple of months later, a friend for me asked me, "Why don't you ride AUC? You ride skate. Ride one wheel. Why don't you ride AUC?" I said, "The last time I tried it, I broke my legs." He said, "Okay, come with me." And in 5 minutes later, I was riding AUC. Don't you think that is the important thing for us? That is the key sometimes for us, maybe to get help from
Oh yeah,
experienced riders.
it's definitely. to get help from experienced riders, and it's like recognizing a lot of people, especially like I've been told that I'm intimidating to talk to before, and I can get it, but I don't see it. Maybe, but it's and I kind of have the same thing where it's like I feel like I'm burdening people when I'm talking to them or asking them for stuff in a lot of cases, and especially like where I just feel like I'm not worthy.
Hmm.
But getting over that has been so satisfying at the same time because I've learned so much in so quick time just from watching people and observing people and asking them for help when I do. So
Don't you think that is maybe a good way too for you to learn for yourself, to learn with your mistakes sometimes,
yeah,
to
it
grow?
definitely is. Yeah. And I mean, that's where I learned a lot of stuff. Like, we were at a barbecue one time and I was on my M10 and we were just going for a ride and I didn't have any gear on and I slipped out on sand 3 times during that ride. And yeah, it teaches you not to do stupid shit. Or if you're going to do stupid shit, at least do it where at least pay attention that there's no sand where you're going to do it. So yeah, yeah.
But don't you think that is a good lesson for us when we fall to learn
Oh yeah. I mean, it
with
definitely
our
can
mistakes?
be. It's just like, just try to be careful about it. Like, I mean, wear a helmet.
I just want to say I'm enjoying the interview. I think you are a very special person, and
Thank you.
I hope that you feel well and welcome here. I think it's important to listen to your voice. I want to put this way. Do you think we need more ladies to this sport? Do you think is not in? I think is not enough there. Do you think
Oh yes.
we need to make more propaganda to bring more ladies to this sport and show that is a sport for everybody?
Definitely. It's like I think I mean that's one of the main things I've been trying to do, and that's like I was saying earlier, that's one of the main goals of racing in general was just show it's like people can do it. It's uh, I really enjoy the community aspect. It's there aren't not enough women, and the women we do have are very distributed. Like around this area, I really don't have too many women to ride with.
Mhm,
Uh, there were some more, but they're like spread enough apart that it's not something we can do frequently.
mhm,
But I mean, like we have some up in Portland and Northern California and over on the East Coast, and there's a couple in the middle, but it's like they're
mhm.
very few and far between. So I would like to see that more come up. It is a very male dominated sport for sure.
And don't you think we need to change that? I'm a person like in Europe. I'm always trying to bring more ladies and more kids to this sport. I think that is one of the keys to make this sport bigger. When you have diversity and we
Mhm.
have lots of persons in this sport, I think this sport can be bigger. I think we are
Yes.
a little in the middle today. Is like you said, this is male domination, but we have to change that. Is not that. That is not correct. I see lots of good riders in a world of one wheel. You know, one wheel. The world of one wheel. There is lots of ladies.
I mean, this gets me back a little bit to what I was saying on what I would like to see for the future of the sport. And I think there needs to be more of a future for things that aren't just necessarily speed and domination, which is where the men reside. Like
Hmm.
my hope for like the future is like I think I've said this to somebody. I don't know what it would look like
Hmm.
or what the rules would be or anything, but like I want like competitive freestyle EUC dancing. Like that's what I fucking want, and that's what I think I could dominate at if I freaking put my time and effort into it. Like I'm actually even thinking like I'm trying to get my friend to help me with this, but I want to choreograph like say music for like say like Britney Spears "Hit Me Baby One More Time." Like I want
Hmm.
to actually do that dance on the unicycle while I'm listening to it, like with full choreography, like full actual dance moves. And
Don't you
It'd be
think
so
that's
cool to see that kind of stuff.
but don't you think that that is a good thing to talk about with the guys who organize the events? I think that they are the persons responsible for to bring that to the tables and to bring that to the events. In the beginning, it's not going to be maybe too much persons, but ideas, new things in events, and I think it's good because it's going to open doors that people who don't like to race, like other styles, like dancing
Yeah.
or freestyle, or
Like,
I think.
you already talked to her. It's like you have that. You have people like Liv and Zoda that are like they're twirlers. They freaking love to twirl. And then you have people doing all these other things, and they're not seen or recognized in the same ways in a lot of cases.
Yeah, that's what I tell.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's what we have to change. And I think the people who organize the events, they have to. Sometimes I miss that in the people who organize events. They don't listen to the voice of the riders, the opinions of the riders. They do the event the way they see the other one did the event, and they don't try to change nothing. They
I
don't try to
will
bring.
I will say to that as well. There's a lot more feedback that goes into that than you would think. Like we I've talked pretty extensively with the TEF1 organizers, for
Mhm.
instance, about like what the future is going to be. And there were cognitive changes. Like I won't go into detail, but there were substantive changes that they made to their event in order to accommodate for different things. So I think people are listening. I think in the case of specifically like getting more categories in and stuff, like especially when it comes to non-traditional things that aren't just racing, I
Mhm.
think that will be more of a hard sell, at least at first, because there's so few people who specialize in those areas.
But
So, but as the sport grows, maybe that's not the case.
Celeste, I'm sorry. I know that is like everything. When you put a tomato to grow, is going to come just one tomato, and then later
Hmm.
next year is going to be three, four. You have to
Yeah.
plant it. You have to
Yeah.
let it grow. Yeah, of course, you're not going to be with a stadium full of people if you don't give information and show to everyone that keeps this type of style of sport. Or in this event, most of the people, what is in the event? Oh, just racing. But
Yeah.
they forget about the important thing. There's community, there's rights, there's sitting, knowing new people, riding
Hmm.
together, having fun, commute. That is
Hmm.
so much stuff. And most of the people, most of the time, they think, oh, I'm not going there because just a race. I think
Yeah.
that is what we need to change, is bring more information and show to that okay, like you talk, they are changing, but nobody knows. That is difficult because you have to reach the community today. I'm going to explain you. You know that media, 10 seconds, you have to make videos very fast because the people today, they just want to see it fast, 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 change, change, change.
Yeah.
If you bring, like, if we go to 2 hours interview, nobody wants to see the interview because the people is going to say, 2 hours of interview, no way. But if you leave it like till 1 hour, the people going to see it. You understand what I mean? That is that is the problem of everything. I doing
Hmm.
for 400 interviews. I want to see this sport grow, and you are one of them. You want to have more your style of things, and I want to see you doing that. Maybe in 6 months or something like that, you being there and saying, "Okay, I'm doing the dance and this freestyle." You understand what I?
Yeah. And that I do need to think more about that because that's only been like a vague idea in my head because that's like the thing that reminded me of it was like at the Olympics seeing the seeing ice dancing, for instance,
Mhm.
just reminds me of that like feeling. So yeah.
Ideas is important. Don't forget. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you, like I tell to everybody, don't uh, think about it and let it disappear. Write in a paper and put it on the table. If the people don't want to do it, that is not your problem anymore. You try it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that is like that. The people don't like. to listen. I tell to my friends when they do events, you have to bring that to the table. If you don't change, you're going to lose it. And the people are understanding that we have to do something more. When I do an event here, believe me, Celeste, when I do an event here, I do it not just event. I bring rewards for everybody. I bring memories for everybody. I try to I make food. Okay, I'm a cook. I make a buffet for everybody. I do the best I can, and I don't take no money for nobody. And that's the way I think is have to be. We have to change. We have to do something that we have to bring people. You want to win money? Do it like this. In the beginning, you're going to lose it. If you want to
Yeah.
make it money, explain to the people. Let it. You're going to lose 3, 4 times, 10 times. Maybe later on you can start to win. But if you want to start to win before you have the people, you're never going to win nothing. And who is going to lose is you and me, because we want to ride and we want to have fun.
Yeah, and it's like I want to see more different things out of it. Yeah, it'll be fun to see where it goes for that because of that. Yeah.
Celeste, I just want to say, don't stop doing what you are doing. I hope that maybe in next year we can see each other, or maybe in 2 years, and make a
Yeah.
new update of your evolution. I hope that then in the future is going to be more events, and maybe what you dream was able to
Yeah, I
accomplish.
get it. Yeah, it's like I mean, maybe this will start more of a conversation where I can like talk to more people and say like what they might want out of it, and if they want different categories that aren't just go fast, don't die.
I just going to tell you something. Don't do what you think. You have to do what you think and what you dream.
Mhm.
You have changed a lot for what you feel better. And if you have an idea that you can put the better for the other ones and you can help, do it.
Yeah.
Be yourself. You have the support from my side. You have the 100% support. uh, I hope that you are happy. That is for me the most important thing, is for you to see you happy and driving like you ride. And you have a good friend, Smalls. I love Smalls. Smalls is one of the prescient.
Yeah, he's
Is
a good guy.
For me is a big friend. I love him a lot, and I remember when he came here the first time, and that was just the beginning. And today is one of the keys of everything, and he's a simple person. And you look like a very simple person. Don't forget, sometimes you have maybe you are strong. I know that is not easy, but I know that you are strong, and I think you have lots of power to help this community to grow more. Do it. Don't forget, that is the future. The future is the voice of us. If we don't use our voice, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you shut yourself in four walls, uh, it's not going to help you and nobody else. And maybe sometimes we are here to do something for the others. I'm doing my part, believe me.
Yeah.
And do you know what I love about this is I have the pleasure to know a new person, and you are one of them. And it was a pleasure to having you here. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. And
Okay. Yeah. I've had fun. Thank you.
And like always, I always tell this, I leave you with the last words for your community, for the people who's going to see the video later on. The last words is for you.
I guess with that, it's like I mean the main goal I want to see is I just want to see more people riding and enjoying it, like and not being ashamed of just doing whatever feels fun to them and what they want to push into. Like I think we were talking about one wheels a little bit, and uh, the when I started going to one wheels, I had certain people who are like, "Well, why would you go to one wheels? What are you going to do with a one wheel?" Like, and it's like I'm like, "Is it as practical or as powerful? No, but it's fun. Like, what do you care?" And just follow that around, and just like if you have those kind of people in your life, it's like maybe it's time to evaluate if those people should be in your life.
100%.
Yeah.
They have to be thankful to be in your life. If you start
Yeah.
to think about the life of the others, you're never going to do. I don't care if a person like you told. I I don't care. I just want to love the people who love me, and take care of them. And thank you so much for coming here. I just want to say that we're going to have in 2 days. Albert is from Spain. He's a crazy guy too.
Yeah.
He's a UC rider, and like always, 3 days in a week we are doing interviews, and we are trying to bring the most riders around the world. We are going to bring more people. Sometimes it's going to be in other language because the international people are asking why we are not there. And I'm trying to bring everybody. The voice of you guys, don't forget, like always, your voice is the most important, not the people who are selling the machines. The people are selling, they are waiting for your voice, your feedback. And with the mistakes they made, you can fix them, and it's going to be safer for us, and
Yeah.
for the best of the future of us. And for you, don't stop doing what you do. And if you have new ideas, bring to the table. Maybe the people all around, they need you. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night, a good day. Enjoy it like always. Ride fast, but always be safe.